What is going on? Today I wanted to do a little video talking about the Squid Industries Krake Raken. I have the Tanto version. I picked this knife up, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. I think 3 weeks ago. And I have thoroughly been enjoying it. Flips really, really well. It's an awesome value. That being said, it's about 280 bucks, I believe. I think that's what I spent from Blade HQ. You can see it's been flipped and dropped a few times. It's got some scuffs on it. Edges definitely hit the ground. End of the handles have definitely hit the ground. That being said, it's held up really well. The edge kind of, is a little bit upsetting because it's Tanto, so it's a lot harder to sharpen, but that's okay. It's made to flip, and that's what I'm doing with it. Here's the blade play, pretty much out of the box. I haven't touched the pivots at all. Very little. No tap from either handle. This is the first Squid Industries product I have ever flipped, and I was thoroughly impressed. I have several butterfly knives, I think probably, 8 or 9 of them, and this by far flips the best out of all of them. I mean, I'm talking like some Benchmades, which are definitely not the best flippers at all. And I have a Kershaw Lucha, which also not a great flipper at all. So me saying this is the best out of my collection is probably not the, highest praise necessarily, but I know in the community this is regarded as a fantastic flipper, which is why I just had to grab it. When I saw that they came into stock, I was as quick as I could be to go order one. So this knife is channel construction aluminum, I believe 70-75 aluminum. It uses bushings, which are extremely smooth. Super smooth, super quiet. It flips really, really well. The blade comes in at 4.5 inches. Overall length is about 10.12 inches. And it weighs 4.3 ounces. It is a really good weight. It's a lighter knife, but it feels substantial. It feels very well made. I mean, you can see the quality and the attention to detail is awesome. So, real quick, let's compare it to some other knives that are pretty similar in my opinion. First up, I have a cheapo, the one Falcon. This was the first aluminum knife I've ever flipped. You can see I have beat on it a little bit. I know some people have gotten one of these, and for the most part, I've heard really good things about them, but I've watched some videos where people got them, and the tolerances were terrible, and there was a ton of tap, and they were sitting there sanding down their bushings. I didn't have that experience. This thing has, less play than the Krake Raken does. And no tap. This thing really, for 80 bucks, I think it was $80, it flips really, really well. It's kind of aggravating how well it flips. I refuse to buy clones. That's me personally. I know there's a big thing about clones going right now where, a big stigma behind it. I don't think you're a bad person if you buy clones. I don't think it's the end of the world if you buy clones. Just me personally, I don't buy clones. I'm also in a position in life where I can afford to buy good knives. I'm very blessed to be able to do that. So, if you can't afford a Krake Raken and you really want something that looks like it, if you have to buy a clone, buy a clone. That being said, in my opinion, it's not a good thing to do. But who am I to judge other people? Who are any of us to, I suppose. I'm not the biggest fan of this blade shape. The Krake Raken's blade shape is most definitely significantly, more well done. And I don't mean Tanto versus whatever this is supposed to be. I just mean the execution of it. Much harder lines, more crisp. And in general, of course, the difference in price, the Krake Raken is made significantly better. But for $80, I mean, it flips really well. So, the one Falcon, awesome. And the only other aluminum knife I have, if I try to cut through my work sharp over there, is a Talisong Z. And this is significantly more similar, I think, in a lot of ways to the Squid Industries versus the Falcon. Same thing, channel aluminum handles. This one used bearings. So Not nearly as smooth or as quiet of pivot. I mean, you can see it's kind of catching right there. A little cheaper. I believe these go for like $250, and I think my Krake Raken was like $280. If I had to choose between one of these two here, though, of course, I mean, I would go with the Krake Raken. It flips better in my opinion. The handle design is significantly different. The Krake Raken is much more flat, more rectangular. The Talisong Z is more rounded, but it has nice flats. It's really easy to index this knife in your hands. Also, there's so much width between the handles that it helps you as well, you know, kind of figure out where you are while you're flipping. It takes a little getting used to flipping it with so much width between the handles. And I'm gonna gripe real quick. The quality of the Krake Raken and the attention to detail is better. And here's why. Out of the box, these handles are crooked, and it's really hard to show, but the bite handle right here is actually higher up than the safe handle, and it's pretty difficult to show, but it is. When you're holding it, you can feel it, and whenever you're flipping it, you can really feel it. I sent them an email, and I still haven't heard anything back. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not really that upset about it, but for, you know, $250, I feel like they should definitely be even. That being said, I still love it. I would definitely buy it again. I recommend it. I love the blade shape as compared to the Krake Raken. I like them both a lot. The scimitar style is going to be a lot easier to sharpen. And, you know, these edges and tips tend to get damaged when we drop them. So I do like the fact that this is going to be a lot easier to repair. And I like the finish on it. The Krake Raken has a fantastic finish, but you can see from dropping it and flipping it, there's marks on the blade that aren't going to come off on the Krake Raken. Right here on the flat. Versus this is going to be a lot harder to mar up, in my opinion. I know I'm just kind of rambling here. I'm not really following anything. But overall, out of these three, the Krake Raken flips number one. And this is going to hurt a little bit. This flips second best, and I'm going the wrong direction, but the Talisong flips the third best. That being said, they all flip very well, and they all flip significantly better than any of my Benchmates, which, once again, not saying a whole lot, but for me anyway, they're capable of a lot more than I can do. So anyway, this is a quick video, me rambling about knives, but Krake Raken's a fantastic knife. It is absolutely, you know, lived up to the hype for me. And if you find one in stock somewhere or you catch a drop, I would definitely recommend picking one up. If you have any questions about any of these knives or you'd like to see anything more in detail, let me know in the comments. Bye.